Hello and welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I last made a video, and the reason being is because I finished the Bandit and then I started a new project, which was a Yamaha 2000 Yamaha FZS 600, which I'm still working on right now, and I've done a lot of work to it already, but when I went and started editing the video, all of my footage deleted, gone. And I cannot explain how annoyed I was by this. And with all the other things in my life that has been going on, I just didn't have time to sort of go back and try and fix things and try, bring the footage back, which I couldn't anyway. So here's another video, starting fresh now, kind of halfway through build already. I'm gonna try and my best to explain everything of what I've done. This is the Yamaha FZS. As you can see in the picture, I have completely stripped this bike already. I purchased it from a local on Facebook Marketplace, and I've completely taken this bike apart and started a fresh build. The original frame has been cut by the previous owner, and we have already welded a new piece on the back, kind of like a hoop, if you like, and essentially that is as far as I got. So in terms of everything else, I've started working on the engine. Now I've had a full video on how I did this and what I did with this. Essentially, I didn't rebuild the engine, I just painted it. I sanded it all down, painted everything. I've used kind of like a wrinkle paint finish on top here, and I've used and I haven't painted the sides just yet because I'm going to do the same on the sides, but I'm going to wait till the engine, so the frame is fully painted, so I can match that. I don't really want to scratch it when I'm trying to maneuver it into the actual into the frame. So as far as that, not much else has been done to the engine apart from some of these bolts and stuff like that. This right here is the frame. So you can see we've basically put a new hoop on it. I've made a seat out of fiberglass and some side covers here, which I will eventually be putting on, and I'll make a video on how I'm going to make that work with the frame. And we've put these little, I don't know what you could call these, basically just threaded piece of bar, and then stuck it in there just so the cover that I've made for it has something to bolt onto. So as far as that goes, there's loads of little parts that I've started painting right here, and yeah, as you can see, a lot has been done to this bike. I'll do my best to make this video make as much sense as possible and sort of build as I go along and try and explain what I've done, but I'm sure it will start making sense. I'll make a video on how I'm painting the wheels. The process that I use for that process is pretty much on everything else. So if you're wondering how I painted the actual engine, then that process of painting the wheel, prep work and sanding and everything is exactly the same. But I'll make a sort of short video on how I'm doing it for those ones, because you can see right here, when the frame goes away, I will have to paint the wheels before it comes back, so I can have the engine and everything going into the frame. So as far as that's concerned, it's really annoying because like I said, I've had everything ready. I had 2 videos on that SD card, everything's gone, everything's wiped, so I had to basically redo everything from start. So yeah, here we are. Sometimes things like that happen. I have had some comments on the previous video asking how long it's going to be till my next video, and like I said, it's apart from losing all my footage, I been very busy with life, and however, I've got another project here, so at least I've got something else to show you guys. And yeah, so in this video I'm going to show you basically the wheels, how I paint the wheels and what I do with the wheels. So I hope you enjoy that. Okay, so I had to switch to my phone because my GoPro decided to die, so that's charging at the moment. But essentially this is the wheel. As you can see, it's seen better days, definitely needs painting, but I'm going to remove all of these bolts, get the discs off, and I'm also going to remove the wheel bearings, because it doesn't make any sense by painting the whole wheel and not swapping the wheel bearings around and putting new ones in. They are not too bad, but just because I'm already doing all that work, I may as well get them out and then obviously put some fresh ones in there. So yeah, let's get this all taken apart. This is which side is this? Oh, this one is, so the wheel goes like this. So fine. What I like to do is just keep the left on left and right on right. So just basically mark this. And I'll just put like a bit of tape. So if I do decide I want to put it back on, I'll put it back on the same size it was. I think it more matters if you're taking them apart and you're not replacing your so I think it matters if you're not replacing the pads as well. I don't know. This is just how I've been told by other people to do it. So if you remove the disc, you basically just want to put it on the same side it was. If you know the reason for that, if it's correct or not correct, let me know in the description. Alright, so the next part on this agenda is place the bearings. Now they're not too bad. I mean, actually I can feel a bit of resistance in there. So this is what I use for my bearing kit pulling. So essentially you got the hammer, and then you got loads of different sizes of, I guess, wedges. I don't know what you call these. But anyway, you're gonna basically put these in here. You're gonna open this up, put that in there, lock it in place, and then literally you take the hammer and you just hammer it up. Now, this is where I mean, sometimes you might need to use a little bit of heat just to expand the metal around it, and then that should come out pretty easily. There we go. And then you just tighten this up, like so. It grips. Now you want to tighten it up snug. All it's doing is just kind of biting on the bearing itself. There isn't actually anything else for it to bite on. So when we put the hammer on, we have WD-40 and just spray it around. And that's supposed to help it come out easier. So, I don't know, we'll see. I don't think that moved an inch. It's not terrible, but like I said, could be better. clean. I'm just gonna clean all this up and get it ready for the new bearing, and then start basically prepping the wheel. So next job is just to remove all these wheel weights and then start sanding it. Right, so we gotta just remove these weights off. There's not really much to it. Now I haven't got any like a carb cleaner or anything to remove this right now. My alternative is an easy start. I mean, it's chemical and it's pretty good chemical, so I've used it before and it worked really well. So alright, so that's all nice and smooth now. All the glue residue is gone from both sides. What I need to do now is completely clean the wheel and degrease it from all the stuff, because otherwise when I start sanding, even though I'm doing a wet sand, it's going to clog up my entire sandpaper, and you're just going to go through, you know, papers and papers of paper. So you might as well just give it a nice wash, make sure everything's nice and clean, and then start sanding. So I use a wet and dry sandpaper, which is 240, to basically get all of these edges smoothed out. For the inside, I do a combination of wire brush because there's some imperfections in some of the areas, and also basically this has got a little bit of like washing up liquid, and it helps with lubrication and it doesn't clog up the sandpaper so much. And essentially just go to town. So first part of sanding, it's already nice and smooth on the edges. I'm gonna go around, do the whole wheel. I'm not gonna basically record me sanding the wheel for, you know, 2 hours. So I'm gonna come back when this is sanded. All right, so this is what I'm trying to achieve. Obviously, just kind of get these edges sanded down with the wire wheel, and then I'm gonna go over the whole thing with sandpaper just to smooth off the scratches. But you get the point. This is basically what I'm going to, the whole process I'm going to complete around the entire wheel. And I'll come back when it's all done, and then we're gonna go and start taping this all up. So I've seen a million ways that people do this. I like to do it the what they call the slow way, I guess, and that's basically just getting the masking tape, sticking it in between the rim and the tire, and then going around the entire wheel and masking it that way. The reason I do it that way is because I can get a nice clean edge on there. I've seen people use like playing cards. That works, but I just prefer doing it this way, and that's how I've always done it. Here we are. So as you can see, this is looking quite nice now. It's taped up the middle and left the opening here. I'm gonna use a heat gun and basically just soften up the glue here a little bit, and then use some bit of plastic, something like a wedge, and then basically just run it around just to give me that sort of a clean line, so you can see where it's kind of bunched up here a little bit. So I'm gonna do the other side, and I'm gonna put it on my stand, and then hopefully we'll be ready to paint. Here we are. So I've come up with this little contraption, if you like. Essentially it's just 2 jack stands and some bar. I just found this Freddy bar in the garage. This allows me to basically spin the wheel around and then get into every point of the wheel.
So here I am just applying a light coat, kind of like a dust coat of the primer, and I then follow this with a heavy coat, and essentially that was enough to cover all of the sounding marks previously. And once this was done, I let it dry overnight, and I sanded the wheel again with 400 and cleaned and prepped it for the base coat.
Okay, so wheels back on. I'm going to use the metallic spray paint by Halfords. Now, this is the M2100 for the reference if you like it by the end of the video and you want to use it on your project. But I've used Halford stuff before and it actually works really well. So I'm just going to do a quick little dust coat on the wheel and then yeah, and then go heavy on the next one. It says 20 minutes touch dry, so what I'll do is I think I'll do 20 minutes and then I'll do clear coat straight on top, and then I'll just let it sit overnight and then let it all harden, and then that should do the trick. So we'll see how it goes. Right, here we go. Here's the wheel. It's looking pretty good, to be honest. I've got 2 coats on there and I'm quite happy with the way it looks so far. I'm gonna just wait 20 minutes now and then start putting some clear on it. Excuse me. I took some time to make sure that all of the little crevices and stuff are filled and I haven't got any primer showing through. And yeah, so now I'm just gonna wait 20 minutes and start spraying some clear. Alright guys, and just like that, we are done. So wheels are both done. I've actually done the other one as well in the background. Just kind of wanted to get ahead and show you both of them at the same time. And I've taken them outside and you can see that when the sun really hits it, it looks really good. I'm really happy with the color choice. However, I don't think I'm going to go with the same color for the petrol tank and everything else. So we'll see. I've got a couple of ideas, so we'll see how that goes. So in the next video, I'm hoping that the frame's going to be finished and painted and ready to go, so I can start filming the actual assembly of the entire bike, putting the engine back inside, you know, all the other stuff that I've showed you previously that I painted, that's actually right here. And I'm really hoping that the next video is going to take slightly less time. You don't have to wait 6 months for another one. It was a little bit of a bad luck on my behalf with the SD card and losing all the footage for the 2 videos, which was really a shame because I spent a lot of time actually doing it and it just disappeared. So with that, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.